Hello once again, Internet, and welcome to The Ultimate Theory. I've been talking about video games for a little while now, but it's high time I branch out a bit by talking about people singing about video games. I know it's brave new territory, but someone has to be the trailblazer here, and I'm willing to step up to the plate. While watching the film theory video about Poppy, which, let's face it, is basically the new Bible, I started thinking about whether musicians churned out by corporate suits singing about stuff I care about could also be Illuminati. For starters, yes they are, I'm sure you're thinking, and come to think of it, I don't know why I felt the need to ask in the first place, but let's take a look at one of the most prominent game-themed musical groups out there, Big Bad Bosses. I first had the idea for this theory after watching the music video for Angel back in December. It's a great song, go give it a listen. However, I noticed something afterward. Sure, it's a funny take on a game that takes itself extremely seriously, but there's still something off about it when you take it into consideration against the rest of the album. Most of the other songs don't really have much of a connection to either the characters they parody or the games they're from, which got me thinking, why is that? Why is this the one they chose to give special care to? Well, dear viewers, I can proudly say I have the answer, and if you give me a few minutes of your time for this video, and another 4 hours for a live debate with 36 other YouTubers, then I will gladly enlighten you. Let's begin. For starters, we need to analyze the song itself, and I do mean analyze, because we're delving directly into the raw data itself. There are any number of ways to do this, but we're going to start by opening specifically the YouTube music video version of Angel in the world's premier audio editor, Audacity. There's a special effect to this program called SC4, which is integral to figuring out this hidden secret. With it, you can change things like attack time, makeup gain, and knee radius. You know this stuff already, so I don't need to explain it since it would already bog down this video's monstrous runtime. It's that last one we want though, so that is where we'll begin. Go to exactly 57.177 seconds into the song, not a millisecond off. Select the next 3 seconds exactly, and change the knee radius from 3.25 to 8.803. Now play it. You hear that? It's very quiet, so you need to listen really hard since I don't know how the volume control in my video editor works, but you're resourceful so you probably have it fixed already. I'm not going to hold your hand through everything here. So, I processed this audio using every single effect and filter I possibly could. Pitch, speed, equalizer, Nyquist prompt, phaser, DC bias removal, noise removal, tremolo, phaser again, several instances of wah-wah, and even whatever the hell bass boost is. And after 4 long months of hard work, my efforts were finally vindicated. I managed to isolate the background sound enough that it could actually be heard. Behold. We all know what this is. The classic hidden message, subliminally preparing us for their evil plot. It's time to reverse. Let's listen. That, dear viewers, was a clip from the Completionist's review of Chrono Trigger. But wait, I hear you say, that song came out almost a year before the video, how can that be? Well, the answer is obvious, idiot. This is just the first layer of the mind blow, but think about it yourself for a minute. I've seen some theorize that this is hinting toward the group adding a 5th member based on Magus, but that couldn't be further from the truth. The real truth is much more sinister. Let's keep digging. In my own research, I found that, even with my extensive knowledge of Audacity's infinite wisdom, there's a hidden feature that even I didn't know about. Believe it or not, you can actually open images with it, and doing so will generate a brief 1 to 3 second sound clip based on the image. Naturally, I took every single frame of both animated music videos, saved them all individually, and started converting. And you know what I found? Nothing. How could this be? Had I hit a dead end? Was I doing something wrong? Was the extra 6 months I spent saving all those frames for naught? Well, yes and no. No, because I didn't find anything, but yes, because I did. Just not in the same place. This was the answer. I was doing the right thing, just not with the right image, so it still counts. Specifically, each individual symbol. Bowser's shell, Eggman's face, Sephiroth's sword and wing, the Triforce, the text, and finally, the image as a whole. Doing this results in a 6-second sound clip, and arranging them in order gives us this. We're almost there, I can taste it, but something's still missing. It sounds incomplete. Wait a second. Yes, of course. Grant Kirkhope. Why else would he have a completely random song all to himself? A tribute to a great composer that's created the soundtrack to people's childhoods? Fuck that! It's another clue. The missing piece has been him all along. After scouring the internet for every known image of Grant Kirkhope, I found this one. Now, I know what you're thinking again. He's not even in it. Well, you're technically right, but that's the clue. Searching his name on Bing found only images featuring his face. Except this one. Not even one other image was different. You know what happened next. Converting this image into sound was the next step in solving this mystery. Once I did that, oh boy, have you ever got to hear this. Did you hear it? Of course you did, but I guess I can explain this part. I try to assume you guys are smarter than this, but I suppose it's possible some slower viewers crawled onto this video, so for their benefit, here's the scoop. This sound, this brief, seconds-long soundbite, is an exact match for the entire Big Bad Boss's album, sped up by exactly 1000%. Have a listen. Oh, but we're not done yet. There's one last step to this enigma that needs to be explained. We need to take this finished sound and process it one more time, but not in the same way. As you know, audio can be represented by numbers, just like anything else, as any self-respecting numerologist knows. You see, sound occurs as vibrations in the air arranged in very specific patterns reach a listener's ears and are interpreted by the brain. These vibrations are measured in hertz, typically in a range of 20 to 20,000 hertz per second, which can then be turned into an electrical signal that can be measured by numbers. If we take every individual millisecond of the clip and measure them all in hertz, we get this. Now, take a look at those numbers. Notice anything? I wouldn't be surprised if you don't. The BBBs were very clever about hiding it from us. You have to squint a little to see it. Squint harder. Harder. Harder! Now focus. Do you see it now? Look real hard and you can see the Big Bad Boss's 2-disc set. Coincidence? I think not. I realize that it may have been irresponsible of me to reveal this to you. After all, I can't control how the public will react upon hearing this, but I felt a personal responsibility to show you all that you were being lied to. I've already submitted this to WikiLeaks and have heard back from its founder, Edward Snowden, so he could personally express his deep concern for the possible repercussions of revealing this conspiracy. I'll tell you the same thing I told him over tea. What you do with this information is up to you. But hey, that's just a theory. An April Fool's theory. But seriously though, I know this episode has all been a big game theory parody, but MatPat, as if you would ever see this, let me level with you. I love all three of your channels, and you've been an enormous inspiration to me. I know it's basically a meme to make fun of your shows because they're easy targets and people don't like thinking, but you're one of my favorite creators. I like your stuff so much that I'm not even mad you stole my catchphrase.
Hello, Internet?
Hello, Internet.
Nah, I ain't mad, it's all good. I will reclaim what is mine. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm off to make videos with actual conclusions this time. No, not that. The ship has sailed with that one, trust me. Or the loft wing has flown, I guess. See you guys later and whatever the hell I do next. Also, take a peek through the comments and see how many people didn't realize I was joking with this. I'm honestly curious to see if someone actually takes this seriously. With the internet, you can never be too sure. Also, sorry, Big Bad Bosses. Go buy their music, it's good.